Welcome back to Las Vegas. It's always nice to meet a hero and a star. David Copperfield, how are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to meet you.
Now, what's wrong with me? I've been asking for you for 10 years and you've always said, no, I'm too busy.
I did. Me personally,
Yes.
I wasn't on the room at that time. I think you're talking about an imposter. I'm happy to be here with you.
Congratulations on this show. It is spectacular and amazing and breathtaking. You have mastered magic, haven't you?
I do magic pretty good. I try to add more to it than just that. I try to add stories to it and a lot of comedy and a lot of fun. I was watching you in the audience tonight, so you were a great audience. By the way, you and your lady were a great audience. I appreciate the smiles and the little applause now and then, so I appreciate it.
It's hard not to, though, when you do the things you do. And what is brilliant, we get so close up and it would be easy to see if things went wrong. How nervous are you on a scale of 1 to 10 through the show?
About 12. Always nervous. Things do go wrong. You know, we've had some accidents over the years. We just recently had a very bad accident with that big fan illusion at the end of the show. One of my favorite guys got pulled into the fan. He got very badly hurt, and it was in quite a bit of press. He's doing very good now, but for a while it was kind of touch and go. But we really appreciate the fact that things do go wrong, and when you think everything's all set and everything's going to work out perfectly to plan, they don't. So you have to have a lot of respect for what you're doing and be very careful and think things through very thoroughly.
I think it's fair to say you're the first and last megastar of magic, really, aren't you? Since Houdini, there's been nobody as famous or as well respected as you. Why do you think you've shone above the rest?
First of all, I think I should have done 10 interviews with you before this, because you rock my world. No, there's lots of very talented magicians out there. I've had a bit of luck, and I've changed and developed myself over the years to kind of maintain kind of longevity and try to reinvent what I do all the time. So I think that's one of my best things, is to kind of stay vital and stay kind of current. And I just love what I do.
I think the reason I loved you as a kid, and I always was a big fan of the people like Paul Daniels, who's much mocked in Britain, but he's a brilliant technical magician. You're best known for the huge tricks like making the Statue of Liberty disappear. That's what captured the world, really, wasn't it? The fact that you were so bold.
Doing the big thing, surprisingly enough, got a lot of attention. You know, before that I was doing story kind of magic and Broadway kind of theme magic, which was very unique. But it's funny that, when you do something very big, and the airplane vanishing and the Statue of Liberty and all those kind of things, those were all things that caught people's attention. And kind of staked out a kind of a territory for me for a while. And since then I've done many different things. So we have a lot of fun.
Also, the other thing about you is your mystique. You always come across as a bit peculiar. Was that always deliberate?
I'm still peculiar. I was born peculiar. But I think, I wear it proudly.
We get to find out about your family, and I was listening to the show today and hearing how they weren't all supportive in the beginning, were they?
Like most parents, they want their sons to be, and their daughters to be doctors and lawyers and get a real job, For me, it was about, finding a way to be special, and magic was my way in the very beginning, and it came very easy to me, so I just kept doing it.
When did you find out that this could be a career and could one day get you your own island?
I'm still trying to figure it out right now. I'm still trying to get it right. Every day I'm just trying to get it right. And the island is great. Thanks for mentioning it. It's the islands of CopperfieldBay.com. So check it out, and we'll see you there.
What's the chance of me getting a room?
Anytime. You're there.
I think we've all seen most of the tricks now. What it is a case of is you turning it into something new and bigger and better, and your finale to the show, which I'm not going to give away because people should come here to MGM or when you're on tour and see it. It is just spectacular, but must cost a fortune.
You know something? I try to make the show big and spectacular. A lot of the show is just intimate magic, close-up magic, kind of unplugged things too. So we balance between the big and spectacular with the small intimate things, the stories, the comedy, all that is part of it, just like you'd see in a movie. You can't have all chase scenes in a movie. You have to have the love scenes, you have to have the important emotional scenes, and then you've got the big spectacular moments. So magic show is the same thing.
Is magic as popular as it was? Because when I was growing up, you were the hero of magic. There aren't as many magicians around as there were.
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure. I think magic is as popular as it always has been. We have to transform and change. There's a whole brand of new shows that are appearing all the time in Las Vegas. So there's like 60 shows. When I was here in the very beginning, there's like 12 shows. It's like there's lots of choices and lots of rooms to fill. So I think it's okay. It keeps you on your toes.
Can we talk about the hedonism of being you for a moment? It must have been fun in the 80s when you were at your peak and you were selling out 100,000-seater arenas and things like that. How did it feel when you were going through all that?
You know, I was at Earl's Court, spent time there, and sold out lots of shows there, and then at the Labatt's Apollo. Is that still there, Labatt's Apollo? You know, we still tour all around the world playing arenas. You know, when I'm here in Las Vegas, I kind of do a small, little intimate show, but I'll leave here in 2 days to go on tour. We'll play big 3,000-4,000 seat theaters all around, and so we still do all that kind of stuff. And you know, I think it's a matter of adapting what you're doing to the size audience that you're playing before. You know, we go to South America, we play arenas, and China, we play arenas, and all that kind of stuff. And in America, all through Mid-America, we do that. Here in Las Vegas, I kind of do kind of a unadvertised show. I don't have very much, you know, publicity. I kind of pull back, and people discover me here, and it's kind of a workshop for me.
I think it's a gem of the world, Las Vegas, and particularly this showroom. I saw Tom Jones here last year, and to see him with just 700 or so other people, I mean, he's doing 20, 30,000 in Britain, and the same with you. It's a thrill to see you so close up. Is it nice for you to see the audience because you play with them, and if they let you down, it can affect your show, can't it?
You know, I try to kind of adapt to it. If there's a lady in the front row who's not smiling, I do the whole show for that lady, and I kind of work on her the whole show. Luckily, this last show, everybody was smiling, so I'm okay.
Are you a bit like me? You can have 15 people clapping. The one person who isn't, you focus on, and that ruins the whole show.
Exactly. You know the feeling.
Are you still in love with doing the show? Because I see a lot of people who've been here a while who seem tired and lackluster. It must be hard to give it 100%.
Sometimes it is, you know, honestly. You know, we do 15 shows a week. You know, most shows are doing 5 and 6 shows a week. We do 15 shows a week because of the size of the theater. So, you know, but mostly I really get the energy from the audience. I really, you know, if people are really into you, it lifts you. It does, you know, just like anything.
I don't normally ask personal questions, but you and the duck. Tell me about the duck.
We've had a relationship. We're both gay, but don't tell anybody.
I mean, you do a thing where you get a duck to appear on stage, and then you make it disappear, reappear, disappear, and reappear again, and it's so smart.
Thank you. Yeah, he asked about you, by the way.
Did he?
He was checking you out during the show.
Is there any chance I could get an autograph?
You can get probably a web print.
The audiences still keep coming twice a night, 7 days a week to see David Copperfield. You're still the greatest magician. Congratulations on the new illusions. They're going down very well, aren't they?
Thank you very much. What was your favorite?
I love the mind play one. You do a thing where there are 100 words, and I'm not going to give away the trick, but it's very clever. And it just looking around, it's so great to see the looks on people's faces, of course, of how does he do that? How do you do that?
Well, they all get to experience it. It's the kind of, we're trying to do a lot of magic, what happens in people's hands. We're using emails and all kinds of, we don't want to give it away, of course, but actually the magic happens to them, which is pretty unique for our art.
It's great that you're keeping with the times as well, using this new technology, Twitter and email. Of course, everybody's got their phones. I wasn't prepared to play along because it would have cost about £14.50, so I wasn't prepared to do that.
But it was worth it, though. I think you should have.
If only I had service here in America. That's the thing about your show. You've got to keep it moving, and you've got to keep it big because, of course, there's so many magicians out there competing with you. You are the world's most famous magician, therefore you need the world's best show.
I try my best, and we just keep trying to push the envelope and try to do new things and involve new ways of presenting magic and hopefully inspiring people to do all kinds of things with their own lives.
What amazes me about you is your tenacity and your willingness to still work. You're a very rich man who has had success over the last 30 years beyond anybody else in magic, yet you still turn up here at the MGM twice a night, 7 days a week for weeks on end. Why? Your life could be much more fun.
Actually, I do have a lot of fun with the audience, you know, and it's amazing the joy I get creating new things in the show and watching them actually work and evolve. I'm having you wait in this little room here because I'm just tweaking and rehearsing illusions on stage as we go, and I really enjoy that process very, very much.
And you can tell, because that's the joy, isn't it? I mean, you don't want it to become stale for you. If you're not having fun, we're not going to have fun.
Exactly, and having new things all the time is very rewarding for me.
What always amazes me about people like you take such dangerous risks, like using animals in the show and foreigners who don't speak the language. It's a very brave move.
Yes, a foreigner like you, actually. What the hell did you just say? It's funny because I play all over the world, so we have many friends throughout Asia and South America and all over Europe. So, and when I'm in their countries, I I speak their language. I've all written all over the stage. I kind of get through it in Chinese or in French or in Spanish or in German. But they come here, expect me to speak those languages, and of course I can't do that for the whole group because they all here in the same room. So it's really fun. It's a great challenge, and we try to make the best of it.
And of course, we all know you're a sex symbol. The ladies adore you. I could see the looks on their faces.
You were looking at me kind of weird.
Yeah, I read it. It was your duck. That's what it was. It wasn't you. It was the duck.
Is that what you call it?
Does that ever get normal where people, I've just seen a load of fans coming out who were so thrilled to meet you and see you and shake your hand. Does it ever become normal adoration? It's something I've never experienced.
Oh, I think it's really, people are really nice to me, and people are very, very warm, and I'm very, very lucky that the people that follow my shows and me on social media are really, really nice people, and so I'm very lucky.
You've got your billboard outside the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, 1 million foot high. I mean, you're the first face people see when you land at the airport. It's that big, the poster. You can see it as you come in on the planes. It's extraordinary the success you've had. And for the amount of time you've had it and you're still at the top of the game, do you still pinch yourself and think, Christ, I've been lucky?
No, it's normal because my head is that big. I'm joking. No, it's. I'm very blessed to get that kind of promotion. That people will think enough of me to keep me in the game.
Is this still the best place to do it? I mean, Las Vegas is so associated with greatness, whether it be Frank Sinatra, Elvis, or indeed the top magicians. I mean, this is the capital of entertainment. Would you ever take the show anywhere else permanently?
Oh, I don't know. This is a place where people come to see entertainment, but I love touring also. When I play in your country and I play around the world, I really love that very much as well.
Why you? Why after all these years are people still fascinated to see David Copperfield?
I'm freaking crazy, that's why. No, people are really, really nice, as you saw on the show. It's like being in my living room here. Normally when I play in your country, I play at the Earl's Court or Labatt's Apollo, and here we kind of do a very intimate show, even though it's big illusions, but it's a smaller venue, so people are right on top of the stage, as you were. So when an automobile appears, it appears right in your lap, pretty much.
It is crazy how you can sit so close, because you would think the closer you are, the more you would see and you'd work out how it's done. No, you can't.
Well, thank you. That's good. I'm glad you had a couple drinks and the show looks even better.
You know what I love about your show, and I said this to you last time, there are massive illusions which must cost millions, and then you'll just do the smallest hand tricks. That's very important to you, isn't it, to remind your audience that you are a proper magician?
Very proper. But no, we try to, even the smaller stuff that we do, we try to mix it up. We will do it with a scorpion. Instead of just a card trick, we'll do a card trick with a scorpion, or we'll do things that people can really relate to. So even the close-up magic, even the pure sleight of hand, the unplugged magic, if you will, all is important in its own way, and try to make that as special as the storytelling big grand magic that we do.
There's one question that I have for you after the show. What happens to the duck when the curtain comes down?
He's got a condo here in Vegas and a girlfriend, a very hot girlfriend.
Really?
Very, very hot.
The thing about you is there's two interesting things. One, you have this big thing that they all tell me about somewhere in Las Vegas where you create these tricks, and then you have an island where you can go and rest. You are the only man in the world that I know who has both of those.
I think Richard Branson also, he has a few of those too.
It is incredible, your life, isn't it? And when I look at your story, I mean, your doubters, including those in your family, weren't so sure that this was ever going to make you any money.
They're still trying to figure me out, and I'm still trying to get it right.
Your granddad, I know you talk about in the show, he wasn't a big fan of this as a career move, and rightly so, because there aren't many David Copperfields. There aren't many people who can make a fortune out of what you do.
If you really believe in what you're doing and you have a different point of view, I think you can pretty much, as reality TV has proven, you can probably be famous. I don't know how long the reality TV thing is going to last for those individuals, but I think if you really care and passionate about something and find a way that can involve the audience and make them dream and believe, that's the real secret. It's not exactly what you do. For me, it could have been magic, could have been filmmaking, could have been being an author of books. Magic happened to be the thing that I was a little bit better at, and I kind of evolved that into some stuff that people could relate to and have fun with.
I suppose really your show is the backbone of Vegas, a one-man show with one man's talent taken to the next level. That's what they do here. It seems there are less of these shows. There are less one-man shows on the Strip.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of taken over. I think it's going to come back a little bit more because, the cost of doing these big spectacular shows are very high to make your money back in this economy. But even with being a one-man show, it's many people are behind me. I've got a big team behind me that make me look really good.
And I suppose really their skill is to make you look slinky, and it all has to move very fast. And that's the amazing thing about your show, is the speed in which you get from illusion to illusion, and the illusions themselves happen. What is that? Is that the planning? Is that making sure in the planning process that it's all going to go smoothly? Because on stage you've got to get to the next thing quickly, or they're going to fall asleep.
The audience really writes the material. I try new things out all the time. Just the thing I did in the show tonight with the Twitter thing, just even talking about that is a test for something I'm doing in the future. So in front of you saw me kind of just wing it, and just to see what happens, see what sticks to the wall. And right now when I leave you, I'll be backstage watching the videotape and seeing what was funny, what wasn't funny, and how we're going to develop that into a piece of magic.
And I suppose that's what's made you latterly so popular around the world, is the YouTube stuff. All the stuff that was there from the 80s has kind of come back. And I noticed tonight a really young crowd. People are fascinated by the stuff you do, because in the old days, back in the 80s and 90s, you were literally making Liberty disappear. Now you're on stage and they can see you in a relatively small room. I mean, who'd have thought it? Because, I mean, you were doing huge arenas.
Which I'm still doing. When I'm going to go to Europe this year, maybe stopping in your country if Max Clifford disappears. I'm kidding. I love Max, but we do arenas in Germany and in France, and we're going all Southeast Asia next year. So we're still doing that. This is kind of my unplugged, the Rolling Stones at the club kind of venue. So I'm getting a chance to try new things out, kind of quietly.
And this touring thing, when are we going to see you again? You haven't been around for a few years in the UK, and we really need to see you back. I mean, you are the biggest and best at what you do, yet this Vegas is occupying you 40 weeks a year. This
year I'm doing 40 weeks, but then I might be doing some television. I've been talking to some of your associates in England, and we're working on some stuff that you might see me on TV there.
Well, we hope so, because the great thing for you, and watching the videos as well, you realize what a rock star of magic you are. I mean, back in the day, I mean, you're of course still a sex symbol now, but I mean, the ladies love you. They still do, and did in the day. But I mean, you'd kind of got that rock star image about you, and you made something quite uncool cool again.
I'm a legend in my own mind, that's for sure. Yeah.
Do you still enjoy it? I mean, tonight's a tough night. 3 shows is a hard slog for anybody, but over the couple of weeks you're here, you're doing 2 shows a night every night, 3 on a Saturday. Is it still fun every time you walk in front of the crowd?
Did I look like I was having fun tonight?
It does seem like it, and I'm amazed by that, because there's a lot of bored people in Vegas, and I'm talking about on the stage as well as off.
Yeah, I have my nights where sometimes I give 100% instead of 150, but I'm having a pretty good time, and the audience has been really great. I mean, you saw a show, you saw how it was. I'm kind of like joking around with them and kind of hanging out, and it's good.
It's also interesting, the 3 guys sat next to me didn't speak the language, but that's a good thing about magic. You don't need to understand, do you?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with them. They were very good. Twittero.
David, lovely to see you again. Thank you very much for having me back at the show, and good luck. And come to see us in England very soon.
I will. I love it there.